Your 245D license questions answered. Hello, everyone. I'm David Holt, owner and managing attorney here at Holt Law. Today, we're tackling a topic many of you in Minnesota have asked about, the 245D or waiver license. If you're looking to provide home and community-based services, this license is often your essential first step. We've gathered the most common questions we hear at Holt Law from doing hundreds of these applications and intakes before, and we're here to give you the clear answers. Now let's dive in. First off, what exactly is the 245D license itself? As in, what can I provide? Think of it as your foundational license of providing home and community-based waivered services in Minnesota. This can be basic and then more intensive services. It's generally out in the community. You're helping people just get around and do what they need to survive, whether that's in their home or out in the community. Putting stuff away in their home, helping them get up, helping them move, queuing them for medication. Those are just some examples. Making sure that they're safe and healthy. Many people call it the keys to the house because it opens the door to offering a bunch of other various support services, including you can add on residential services later. So that's going to be question number one. Question number two, do I need the 245D license first before adding other services like the intensive community support or ICS? And the answer is yes. You need a 245D license before you can do ICS. Similar analysis for some of the other residential waiver licenses. There are some exceptions, but ICS being the most popular, that's what we get the question about. Related, does the cost for services like ICS include the cost for the 245D license? No, it does not. Those are two separate and distinct licenses, as our offerings show. Think of them as separate licenses and therefore separate packages, separate costs. How long now does it take to get the 245D license? This is recorded as of April 2025. And the timeline is quite long. We're currently at about the 2.5 year mark. Now, that could change rapidly, both to be longer or to be shorter. There are talks about changing some of the components of the application process, but currently we're at 2.5 years. The assumption is that those who are in queue, it would be around that mark if you were to submit when you watch this video. Another common question, what's the difference between basic and premium 245D packages? So the basic, we don't provide the staffing. You got to have the designated coordinator and designated manager in place. Not everyone has that. That's okay. We figured that out. The premium package, we staff that designated coordinator and designated manager all the way up until approval. You need to find your designated manager, designated coordinator at the time of approval, but we can get you all the way to approval with that staff in place. That is the key and really the main only difference between the two packages. Another question related to that, if I choose the premium package, when do I need to find my own designated manager and coordinator? If you go with the premium package, this provides you a nice gap for you to be able to go out, do the job search, and then have that person, let's say it was 2.5 years, 2.5 years from now. So that's a big opportunity cost to not have to have that person already in the bag. Now, you will need that person to be listed and be able to be switched at the time of your approval. So basically the time that you have is the time of the application length. Next question, do I need a physical office location for a 245D license? The good news here for many of you starting out is that no, you don't necessarily need a physical address. A home office is totally acceptable under the law for a 245D license. We do have to disclose that. So, it's in public records. There can be a site visit at that location, but it is allowed. The assumption being that you have a locked room that is contained, that could contain protected health information and things of that nature. So, some considerations there, but by itself, yes, you can. Okay, next question. Can an existing 245D license be transferred to new ownership if I buy the business? Yes, but rather complicated process. Usually if we're doing 100% transfer, it's going to be a 2-step year-long process, usually doing 95% of the ownership first and then 5% a year and a day later. There are some exceptions to that, but that is the general rule. That would also be more of our change of ownership package, not the 245D package. So we hope this answered some of your more pressing questions about the Minnesota 245D license. It's a crucial step for many in the home and community-based services field. Remember, this information is general guidance. If you have more specific questions about your application or what you're looking to get, we recommend reaching out to us and or getting professional guidance. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and don't forget you can always visit us, and we have these as written resources at djholtlaw.com. Thanks for watching.